Signal Chasers.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Signal Chasers. I'm here, Cryopod. I don't really remember what all I did on camera versus off camera, so I'm just gonna give you a little tour around and, we'll all get there eventually. I think I did this stuff yesterday with the side bits and the wings. Got jump drives, got thrusters, I have connectors on tubes. I sort of like the idea of having, again, since I'm going with motion and subgrids, I figured go all the way. Have the connectors on pistons, so if I need to, dock to a station or something that's got something in the way of all the ship, I can extend out my piston, and I have 2 meters of clearance where I can connect with a little stalk. I have that on both sides just for utility. I've also mirrored everything over there to over here. I got it all built except for the bits that are currently blocked by the miner. Let's see. Got a reactor. There are bits for more reactors around the place. Here's one. I did some piping. So there's piping that goes in a big old mess through here. Some back there. I realized this spot would make a good spot for the downward thruster. So if we get out to where we can see things. It kind of falls right in my little trench, which, we'll see how it looks once it's built. I may actually rotate it the other way around, now that I'm looking at it. But I figure lifting thrust in there, it'll also help seal off the area behind this. Though I'm thinking that's not going to be strictly necessary, because as I was kind of back in here, poking around and whatnot, I realized it would be really convenient if I could walk like all the way to here inside the ship. Because then I can repair the downward thruster, I can repair the main boosting thruster. The issue here, because of this thruster, the hydrogen thrust, it's not going to be airtight. So what I'm thinking I may do, and it may mess up my sleek rear end a little bit, but I'm going to push the hydrogen thruster out 1 block and then put a airtight bulkhead in behind it so that then I can get through, I can service the hydrogen tank and all the whatnot. I don't know. I like having, let's see if I can get in here. I like having access to a lot of the critical components. Even if it's kind of an awkward way to access it, it just feels like a smart design in a spaceship. You wouldn't want to have to go outside to try and get to all the, mechanically bits. Plus, it means I can leave this reactor here, stick my third one here. I was originally going to, this may have been a decision off camera as well. I was going to have to remove this reactor, and I was basically determined I'd just go with 4 instead of 5 reactors, which I think would be just under my power requirements to run solely on reactor power, which in theory should work, but it just, is slightly less longevity. So now I don't have to worry about that. I can have a nice reactor core here, the 2 sort of auxiliaries, 1 on each side. It'll all work. Also, there's a thing over there. 188 kilometers is pretty darn far, actually. That's like the other side of the planet. That's almost as far as I am from where I started on the moon. So, yeah, may or may not visit that. But I don't know exactly what it is. It says an H2 station, so I'm wondering if they're selling hydrogen to people, which would be kind of neat. I may check it out eventually, once I have everything up and running. But there's something else I noticed when doing some work. Oh, also, new cockpit. I don't think that was here. I don't know. I like a little asymmetry in my life, so I'm gonna have the cockpit kind of down here with a window there. It's, you know, not great visibility because of this thing, but I'm gonna be flying in third person anyway because it's Space Engineers. So, I don't know. Thought that was a nice little place to put it and way to do it. Anyway, thing I noticed, so if we peek in here, you can see I have 0.28 kilograms of iron, and that's it. So, I left everything refining and producing at the end of last episode, and left that doing its thing for a little while. I've produced, if we look, I think I've gotten everything in here. So, we have a bum ton of thruster components, a bunch of construction components, bunch of plate, a bunch of reactor components. I think I've got everything built for at least the functional stuff, and I think part of what happened is I actually ordered up too much for these thrusters. I think I must have still had the big ones in my queue. Forgot you can't fly through there. The solar panels make it just too tight. Yeah, so I think I have more stuff than I'm actually gonna need for the 10 ion thrusters I have planned for around the place. So I may be able to break some stuff down and get some more iron from there. But I think the better option is just gonna be, actually probably get the things built I need built first, because I don't currently have lateral thrust. I think best plan is just going to be launch, head to one of the myriad of other asteroids I found around the place that had iron. I don't know where one is, so we're just going to find iron again. But go find some iron, mine that, get even more, because I think I'm going to need more to weld this whole thing up anyway. So there's a lot of iron in the armor. So I guess first step, let's get these added to build planner, get all the bits and get at least one per side. Uh-oh, I hope I have tubes. I want to get one per side so that I can, you know, control my thrust. Because part of the issue, I was, you know, adding stuff and starting to build stuff up. I think I was going to try and build the tubing, at least to the hydrogen, and realized I don't have enough stuff to build the tubes. So, I need to at least get some of this going. So that I can actually, you know, have a functional ship. Now, that's not a good sign. We may be 2 tubes short. Or 4 tubes short. Yeah, looks like we're tubeless. Okay. Get all the rest of this stuff in. Well, do these need tubes? They do. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I could just break down some steel plate. We have one side thrust. You know, I think that'll be enough. We can, you know, you don't need thrust in every direction. So, right. I'm gonna have to rework a bunch of stuff. I should have, so I was poking around and doing some, interior planning. I should have some areas, like, up here in this little nook. I should be able to stuff some, compute blocks, like the event controller here. Same on this side. I should be able to stick some computational things in around there. I kind of have an idea for, essentially the front on each side will be kind of, you know, this mid-level. Then I'll have a lower floor and an upper floor. And then the stairs will kind of they'll probably come up from this block under the gyro, so that you're then on this story, and then I'm thinking go back. So that leaves me room up at the front to stick some stuff in and take up space. So 9 is flight systems. So that's all the hydrogen, but I don't have my ion set up in that. So let's turn those on too. That should be everything I need to fly. I have my GPS marker for cobalt. Okay, let's unlock and see what happens. Yeah, seems alright. Guess we'll just jet off towards this and hope it has something. So I do max power when I thrust with the ions. And that's with reactors off, the one that I have built. So hopefully that'll be better once I get more ions, or more reactors in. You know what? I need to spin in a way I can actually brake. I'm gonna follow the guide of the signal. See if I, well, one, go to this signal, and then probably go to this asteroid that it's directing me in, if I can slow down. That is going to be the trouble with this, especially with just ion. Just ion is slow. Granted, my idea was essentially, I want the ions because most of my movement is, you know, get myself into position, lined up on a target, and then I just shoot forward. So, once I do that, the ions should be fine. I can always kick on hydrogen when I need it for any precise maneuvering. Hope I don't overshoot. May overshoot. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure I'm traveling in the right... No, I think I'm just going straight forward. I guess we'll know here in a second if I'm actually able to come to a complete stop. And I am. Perfect. Hello, signal. You don't have anything particularly good, but... Well, actually, I don't know if I had a lava grinder. Oh, and actually, hold on. It's actually a good thing to come to this. This is steel. I didn't think I'd be at the point, you know, building a capital ship and scrounging for parts from unknown signals, but that's the joy of space engineers. You gotta make do with what you have. Alright, now I don't know if any of that had small steel tubes. I don't think, or large steel tubes rather. I think it had small steel tubes. And that's fine. Onward to connection problems. Oh, one downside, well, it is a downside. I knew it would be a downside, I just remembered it. My O2 is going low because I'm no longer in a piped cockpit. The previous cockpit, of course, was piped into the system, so the O2 tank just kind of fed me oxygen to keep me alive. This is open to space. Once I have the interior pressurized, that'll be fine, but for the moment, I'm kind of just breathing my tank. Luckily, the med bay's close, and yeah, it's not like I have to stay seated 100% of the time. Okay, well, there's a slight problem with the turret placement. Didn't really think that through. I could probably, at this stage, I might as well get rid of the turret, because it's really not, well, I'll at least need to move it and then reset it up, and I'm probably going to want to adjust how I have weapons anyway. Because even though I don't intend to fight, I should at this point probably have some large Gatlings and maybe leave them on. Though it could be okay, because that kind of looks like maybe iron? I guess I can... Yeah, that's iron for sure. There's iron in all these things. Oh, that's the side that doesn't have thrust. Let's fix that. Now, my guess is this is going to be iron and gold. Because I came across like 4 or 5 asteroids that were all iron and gold. Which is lovely if I needed more gold, but I don't think I do. Yep, iron. I don't even think we need to stop and... Oh, I should come to a stop. But I don't think we need to stop and like dock and all that junk. I may not be able to spin fast enough to really stop that movement. We'll just mine quickly. As I drift away from the asteroid. And this should do me, because, I mean, you get a bunch from it. I guess, I shouldn't say that, because I think every time I've mined a deposit, I've said, ah, that should do me, and then had to go mine more of that deposit. Including I had to go and get more cobalt at the end of, well, off camera, I believe. But this should give me the stuff I need immediately, and iron seems prevalent enough, I shouldn't have an issue finding it if I need more. So let's inertial damp into the ship to make docking a little easier. Unfortunately, because I've not gotten the piping stuff built, I can't move this connector, because I don't intend for it to stay here, and it's now kind of awkward to get the ship into, considering I've built framework around the ship. But still mostly works. Right, now I need to kick on all the bits, and we should be... Yep, we're refining iron. Put all those to production. That should be enough to get this other side built. And let's just turn on all the ion. There we go. So, where is the sun? The other side of this rock. I guess part of the issue is we're now much heavier than we were given all the armor. I'm just gonna position us roughly sunward, so we can get some power as we sit. And I think I'm just gonna, well, I'm gonna get the camera stuck in a miner. I ought to be able to get most of the functional stuff built, and then at that point it's just kind of finishing armor and interior detailing. Let me just, because we need them, I'll just throw in a few more steel tubes. Now, I think after this, the biggest thing we're gonna need is, well, really more uranium. Because unfortunately, the 4 small reactors distributed about the place are not as efficient as, you know, say, one large reactor. Whoops. Don't know how a canvas was in there. Can I get that? Also don't know quite why it fell, because I don't... I didn't think that I had... There's the ship. I didn't think that I had any gravity, though. I do. I must have put the gravgen on the startup stuff. I mean, I guess that makes things convenient. I didn't even notice I was in gravity. Now, do I stick one... Nah. I think we go with the fun new reactors. Even though... could be fun to have some variety. I think this'll... Yeah, it'll look like a long engine tube. I think that's kind of neat. Though I am on the wrong side to access cargo now. Alright. Oh, that's why stuff fell out. That was the cryopod. Whoops. In my head, I thought that was just a container. Okay, well. Now we know. So. I guess the next step is getting all this piping built, which is going to be a bit of a pain. So I think I can... Yeah, I can still worm in here and gonna highlight all the bits. Access everything I need to. Alright, should have hydrogen on the sides now. Though they aren't on. Yeah, the ions are on. Guess I should check and make sure. Yeah, should be. Let's just kind of toggle them and see if that... No. What is this pipe actually doing? So I believe it runs and connects... Ah! That was disconcerting. So I believe it connects this up to here. Then it goes up there and then out to the side to this thruster. Oh. Okay, they're on now and I got in the cockpit. That works. Let's kick on the reactors. Which helps if I do that. I think I just deleted my group. That's not handy. So now 5 reactors running. We have 3 days of power. Let's do a thrust test. Okay. Burning in 3 directions, I don't exceed power. Perfect. Though, I do accelerate quite rapidly. We'll let ourselves come back to a stop. Now... Okay, everything's got uranium in it. And I've still got a little bit, but 20 uranium's, nothing to shake a nuclear stick at, so we should be alright. Oh, and I guess I don't have... I should build these before I actually do that, because I actually didn't have 3 directions of ion thrust. But there was, it seemed like there was enough overhead of power there that I wasn't going to have an issue. Now, when I'm charging the reactors and trying to move, it's probably going to be a different story. I may not be able to move in that situation. But we'll get that. We'll deal with that when we get there. Okay. Now I want these. Because I want to move the miner to the back here. Nothing else, I'm just kind of tired of where it is. Oh, it looks like we've chewed through all the, all the iron pretty much already. At least we pulled it all out of the miner. So that makes this part easy. Alright. So we now have the miner connected off the back there. Yeah, it looks a little silly, but it should work. Yes, next step, let's get these. Well, now I have cargo access on both sides. That's handy. So I queued up the stuff for 2 more solar panels as well. And I'm apparently out of... Is that both nickel and silicon? No. Oh, it's because the assembler has 30,000 iron in it. Right. We can fix that. You can go in there. There we go. Assembler got hungry, I guess. Alright, so that's lifting. Now, my downward thrust I'm gonna have same position but up here, which means I need to move these solar panels. Oh, and actually I forgot I had 4 of them. Well, that was a waste of time. Guess maybe I can stick some more, around on things. Ooh. Find some spots to put them. Because it could be handy to have maybe a solar panel on the top and bottom hole, just so that I do get a little bit of trickle charge during the times I'm offline and things are closed. Okay. So get these. My plan is to mirror mostly the bottom to the top, so I think I pulled out a bunch of stuff for solar panels then. Chat livened up a bit and lag started to spike. I guess speaking is somewhat intensive. I do wonder, should I... Once I get these 2 built, I'm gonna kick on the jump drives and we're gonna really see what the power draw is like on this thing. Because if I can't, run it with everything running, that's probably a bad sign. I guess we should also check the uranium usage. It's pretty low right now because there are 5 reactors for not much power draw. Alright, here we go. Oh. And here we go. Okay, so we're up to 61 with both drives charging. How much? Okay, we're starting to chew uranium. Still not much though. Yeah, it's not even going down at like a discernible rate. So let's see with 3 directions of ion thrust. I may turn off my hydrogen for this, just because I don't need it. So, 3 directions of ion thrust. Let's open our solar wings to capture some sun. Such a useless feature, but I'm quite pleased with it. Okay. Let's see how much overpower we use. Oh yeah, we're over. 2 directions, so that's left and up. Not noticeable, 2%. We max out at forward while we're charging the drives. Oh. Also, I don't have reverse thrust yet. I need to build that. And while I'm at it, I did want to replace this thruster. Well, not replace it, move it. Oh. We're 10 minutes from a restart. It's good to know. So I think that might be everything built. I mean, aside from, you know, the bits that still need to be built, but I think that's all the functional bits in for movement and flying and that sort of thing. I may just get these built because I could very easily see them getting shot or sheared off. Okay, jump drives are charged. Gotten the hotbar mostly set up here, I think. So I have hydrogen control, ion control, my jump controls. I can adjust the S-foils for however I need them. Turn on the reactors, and then I've got basically stow for you know, space comfort, long-term me not being here-ness on number 9. Well, one thing I don't have back up. Oh, I need a cryo bay. Right. That's just for the moment. Getting the stuff for this. We'll get this gyroscope built. It'll take forever. Let me add one of those. I can pull the bits out for it as well. Oh boy. 1 minute till restart. Hurry, production. I need to be in that cryo bay before the server does its server things. Oh, I need motors for that. Okay, cryo bay in. Right. Okay, I was gonna jump, but I think this will be the end of the episode because servers. So, yep. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to become a member with that member button wherever that member button lives. And until next time I'm on the server, bye bye.